Anxiety. It's something that a lot of people have today. So I know that my experience isn't a unique one, but it's still an experience nonetheless. So I wanted to share. And truth be told, well, it's been bad recently, but I'll get into that. Now, everyone worries. It's a natural human reaction. It's completely normal to worry about things such as tests, work, that certain boy, that certain girl, whatever it is in life that everyone worries about, really. But what I'm talking about is when that worry gets amped up more than tenfold and it gets so bad that you can't enjoy life. That worry that makes every second you're awake basically a panic attack. That worry that sits in the pit of your stomach and eats away at you till you're nothing but a walking ball of fear and nervousness. That worry that causes you to stay up at night and worry about whether what you said to someone was okay or if it caused them discomfort or even make them hate you. The worry that causes you to walk around the neighborhood for 2 hours because of missed phone calls from a restricted number. And yes, I'm aware that that's completely and utterly stupid, but that's what it does. It overrides all your logic and your senses till you only have a panicked focus on one thing and you obsess over it till no end. And that obsession takes control to the point where all you know to do is sit there and worry about every little detail and possible outcome till your mind is going at 100 miles per hour with no end in sight. It's that level of worry that makes you only want to be in your room and never leave it because of some virus that's halfway around the world. And even though you know full well that you have no need to worry about it at all, and that where you live and your lifestyle makes you relatively safe from it, you still obsess over it and keep up on all the reports and news articles so you know where it is and when it ends. But even that comfort comes at a cost. Seeing and reading how fast it spreads and how fast the death toll rising only makes you more fearful because it gives you a grasp of how severe it is. It also allows you to know that it can take up to 2 weeks to incubate and cause symptoms. So, as far as we know, so many more people around the globe can have it and spread it without them knowing. And that paired with the fact that there are cases of people who have never been to the epicenter country getting it from the people who have it just makes it hard for you to trust things you once fully trusted. Even the smallest things like letting a friend try a new drink seems like a death sentence, because after all, either of you could have it. And all that added together just makes the notion of locking yourself away in your room that much more logical to your anxiety stricken mind. Because it only makes sense that if you have no human interaction, that means you can't get it, right? I mean, it's not like we don't have a definitive way that it's spreading, so for all we know, it could be in the water system or in the food we get from the store. Oh wait, that sounds a little familiar, and that just adds to it because there is no concrete evidence that isn't the case, or even the far-stretched delusion that the cat asleep next to me is alright could give it to me. As absurd as these words are, they make perfect sense to the stricken mind. So what is there to do if the entire world is doomed and the only place you feel any resemblance of safety is your room? Well, besides sitting in panic or running away into a fantasy world or even making stupid jokes about the situation to try and feel better, there's not much. Well, except of course maybe writing a script about it all and making a probably poorly edited video that only one person will enjoy. Well, maybe two or three if you're lucky, but I digress. You hope that in doing so you'll find some sort of solace in this whole situation and you'll feel better about the impending doom that lies right outside your door. So you sit at your desk, writing and writing, letting out all your feelings onto the digital page, and just spewing out all the things that have been racing around your mind for the past week. And for a moment, things start to feel better, in that your worry is slipping away, but you still have no interest in leaving your room. Except for work and the occasional time that your friends manage to coax you out. And of course, you go out on the town with them and have a blast like you always do, and you start to think that maybe you're making a big deal out of nothing and that you need to lighten up. But then you part ways and go home, and you're back in your room, and the thoughts start to slowly creep back into your mind as you read the articles and the rumors. The next thing you know, you're back writing about your worries and panic. You slowly start to get in a rhythm and feel better, but then your friend texts you and saying that their throat is sore, and you're instantly reminded how that's one of the symptoms and how you were an idiot and decided to share a drink with another person during one of the worst health crises in the last decade. Even though they assure you that it's not the virus because it hasn't been in the area long enough, it still doesn't help because it's entirely possible it's been here for much longer than we think. Then, of course, just like clockwork, your throat starts to be a little sore, and you don't know if it's the virus or if it's just your hypochondriacal waste. So you start to panic again, and the thoughts that make you want to peel your skin off race through your mind until you're shaking and nauseous. You start to think about how you contracted it and how not even being inside your own walls can keep you safe. Then you start to realize how that even in your room you're going to die along with all the other humans on Earth, and you'll never get to live that life that you're finally starting to work for. You'll never get that house. You'll never be that famous musician. You'll never find that art form and help people. You'll never be able to give back to your family. You'll never know what it's like to be genuinely, legitimately loved romantically by another person just like every single other human on Earth has. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get frustrated. It's just hard when your brain is setting off all alarms 24/7 and the only thing that seems to calm the noise of the sirens is playing music aloud. So you turn on your speaker and play your favorite songs from your favorite artists, and for a moment, you're calm. But then your family knocks and asks for you to turn it down, even though they don't understand that you need it that loud to drown out all the thoughts that are eating you up inside. But you don't want to be a nuisance to them, so you do. I'm sure you know by now what I'm about to say, how the thoughts and the panic comes back. It's just a cycle of perpetual panic and worry. I worry, I get a little better, then something comes along to knock me right back down to the peg I was on, or even a lower peg at times. It seems it'll never end. So you decide to rot away in your room, alone, where you feel the safest and the most bliss. Which, honestly, sounds really good right now, so I think I'll go do that. I won't make you listen to my inane babble any longer. Sorry to bother you all. Oddio.